Hello, hello. So, what are we doing here? Well, I have some interesting stuff here. This is a QA thing that the developers did with the Korean players, and I figured we can have a look at that. As you know, we get the same stuff that Korea gets, so yeah, this obviously does concern us as well. I'm uploading some videos on the Discord board, and I figured why not make a video like this. I can't read Korean, so let's just check this and do that. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll just read everything. I apologize once again for the inconvenience caused. I'm not gonna read like word by word because it's obviously Google Translate, so it's gonna come out as weird. But yeah, they're sorry. They're pleased. Who should be pleased before the announcement? Okay. As a result of internal discussions, they want to have a meeting. Okay. Create better Guardian Tales. However, Guardian Tales is currently preparing for use. Alright, so it's this whole discussion that I totally missed, by the way, about the whole rating adjustment, and they did some art changes to some of the assets of, was it Lilith and Zoe, to cover more of it rather. And people were upset, and I have no idea what's going on, and I'm staying out of it, but yeah. And now I think they have started communicating these things, because people were mad that they didn't communicate clearly, and yeah. Anyways, and now they want to have some more transparency, apparently, and then they make this Q&A, I think. Which is nice, of course, because I like the Q&A. The first thing is not really my table, however, but, well, looks like people got what they wanted. Or at least I hope so, because I think they said something about that the art is gonna be reverted or something once they got the rating, or, yeah, I have no idea how that stuff works. Anyways, let's go to the Q&A and now look here. Equipment preset function development plan. Right. The equipment preset function is being developed so that it's possible to designate equipment presets for each party. There are many places where the function can be affected, so we will verify that there is no problem. It is taking time to go through the process of editing, and we aim to update mid-December. Alright, so what this is that it's the equipment presets, of course. You can have like sets, I assume. This is awesome. I think this is gonna make everyone's life so much easier, especially with raiding and stuff, when you're like throwing around your equipment, and it's like takes time to equip them, and then your Colosseum team is naked, and you need to run back there before someone, you know, finds you. And yeah, this is really, really good. I wouldn't mind 2 more extra parties, by the way. We have 8 now. Like, you know, just 2 more would be pretty nice. It's pretty okay now, though, that the Colosseum meta has calmed down a little bit, and it's kind of, you don't need that many teams nowadays. The cookie cutter I'm using is usually like the Camel LED thing, and Camel Ogmamia, and then you have either Ru, Irina, Noxia, or FP depending on. It's pretty solid, so I don't need that many teams now, but there has been places where it's been an issue, definitely. Fitting all the teams, and you want to have a story team, and you want a team for this and that, but yeah, anyways, this is good stuff. Development plan for the progress display of the goods ceiling. Right, so what this is the merchandise. I believe this is the thing that shows the guaranteed one at 50 crafts, or 150 if we're talking super costumes. There's gonna be a little counter for that, I think, and that's also nice. Should have came with the whole thing, but yeah, it didn't, so now we're getting it. That's nice. Thumbs up. Then we have, of course, added guild raid dateline. Okay, let's see. This seems to be the rid. Okay, no cases where it's not possible to use all. Okay, so people are missing out by not being able to use all their attacks before midnight reset. Okay. And they want to change it to 4 o'clock. Okay, but rather use the main one. I preferred it more, and the reset time cannot be changed due to strong opposition at the time. I don't think there's any different now. Okay, so they're not gonna change the reset time of the raid, if I understand this one correctly. And it might be confusing, yeah, to have raid on its own reset time. I don't know. Okay, skipping that. Next, development plan for checking whether the guild challenge right remains. Alright, so that's the reset, you know, like if your game crashes or you just have a really bad attempt, you can, like, you know, escape and get out of there, like you just leave and then you can do another one. But there's no way to tell if you have done it or not, though. Like, let's say you did one attack in the, just after reset, right? And you did one attack but you failed, so you had to do two, like you used the reset and then you went, and then you do other attacks you know, 15 hours later, and then you forgot if you did use it or not or something, or maybe you're playing multiple accounts and it's just weird. So now we're gonna have something that actually tells us if we have the reset or not, and that's actually really, really good, because yeah, I have failed on that a few times, so I can definitely sympathize there. Guild chat reduced limit 5 times per minute. Okay, so you can chat 10 times per minute now. That's that should have been there for a long time, like a long time ago. It's super annoying because you can't really have a proper conversation in game because you just get locked out because you're chatting too much. And I think that's really awesome that you can chat a little bit more. 10 times may not seem a lot, but it's still double to what we have now, so I think it's gonna be pretty fine. It's definitely a better thing, at least. Definitely. Plan to fix the problem that the guild member chat disappears when it overloads connection. Okay. I personally have no idea what this is, so I can't comment on this. I'm not really using the chat that often in game, so we just use Discord. Development plan for the nth day participation confirmation function before the guild raid occupation. Okay. Okay, so basically it's the I'm not sure what this means actually. Is it like on day one where it's like weird because the bosses have so little HP, so it's like really annoying? I saw that some other place though, so maybe it's not that. Or maybe it's where it's bugged like after raid and you get your rewards. I don't know. It's probably good. Awesome. Next one here. This is good. So you can see the history of raid attacks. Previously it showed only 60. It's going to be increased to 90. So you will see all the hits for that day, which is really, really good. We are keeping track of things with a big spreadsheet, and I'm sure a lot of other guilds do that too. So if your reporter is slacking a little bit, it could get really scary. And you could lose some tries, so now you can, and it's also nice to be able to check it in game for those who do not use the spreadsheet, obviously, so they can just scroll back and see the whole day. So that's nice. Guild raid early. Okay, here, yeah, they want to basically improve day one, or like the early rounds, because it's really annoying for us being like a relatively whale guild, or I mean, it is a whale guild, yes. Top 1 and stuff, and many other top 10 guilds. I mean, a lot of guilds, like, day one, it's a lot of issues. Who goes first, and no one wanna lose damage and stuff like that. I'm not gonna pretend that I have any good solution for this. I don't, but if they can come up with something, that would be really nice. Some thoughts that I had was like to actually count overkill damage, but then you probably have a bunch of other issues coming with that, so I don't know. But if we could have some change for this, that would be nice. Of course, one thing would be to maybe, depending on your damage previous raid, you can start at a higher round, but maybe that's also not fair. I have no idea. Because you don't want to have the bosses on level 83, obviously, because there's a lot of lower guilds that would also, have issues with that. So yeah, I don't know what the actual best solution, but if they can come up with something, that would be really nice, because it's super annoying as it is now. Definitely. We have had a really smooth way of doing it the last 2 raids, however. We made like a little list of order of people based on their previous raid damage, and that worked pretty well. People respected that and kind of went with it, and yeah, we have our own ways to kind of do bonuses and things for people in the raid, so we are not using the in-game thing really. But yeah, so there's that. Development plan for enabling equipment and enhancement and hero enhancement in the guild raid. Oh, right. This is awesome. Right, so when you're in the guild raid, you can't really, use hammers, and you can't reroll stuff, and this kind of, you need to like go out of there, and that's kind of annoying. So if they can fix that, that's really good too. These are the things that, like, yeah, we should have had that for a long time ago, but it's nice that they're seeing it now, of course. Development plan to display party leader and sub-individual deal amount on the guild raid screen. Ooh, wait, so like, so it will actually show how much damage each of the characters dealt when you have that pop-up at the end when you kill did your attempt, and it shows the boss, and then it shows how much DPS it, or total damage. I mean, it will show the individual damage per hero. That's really good. I really like that, because I always forget to check that. Like, if I want to check a specific damage, I don't actually check when I'm playing, obviously, because I'm like, well, playing. So yeah, that's really good. And if it also shows how much damage, not just the DPS, you know, because someone could spike or something could happen. So that's, yeah, that's really good. December to January. So like basically when we're shifting into 2022, that's when a lot of things of this are going to happen. So that's really nice. Awakening Stone exchange function. Okay, there are many things to consider in terms of planning and balance. It takes time to develop. Okay. Alright. That's actually nice though. I'm at a spot where I don't need this anymore. But I've been at spots where I have a lot of, you know, one color and I don't have a lot of another color, but then I have a lot of big ones but not small ones or mid ones or whatever, you know, and it's just super annoying. So if they can give us some way to kind of trade them between each other, like the colors, that would be so good for a lot of people, I think. So that's really good. It's something I've been thinking of, but now I obviously reached the point where I don't need them anyway, so it's like, ugh. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people that's going to be happy with this. So yeah, I hope they can do that ASAP. Well, it says next February, but still. Notification of new character party buffs when an update is announced. Okay, and also when an update is announced, the package price is disclosed. Okay, so basically when they... Right, yeah, so when we get the patch notes on Korea, this is for Korea obviously, we have to wait for the patch to actually happen to know what the party buff is. So this is obviously really nice, because now we can actually know what it is before, like, it's only like a day difference or two, but still, it's like always like, oh, we need to wait for Friday now, so that's really nice. Also, here is with the packages, obviously the price is nice. I mean, they do write which packages it's gonna be, but without the prices. So yeah, that's also nice, I mean, why not? Alright. On to the next one, and we will go to the communication related year-end roadmap plan. After developing these improvements first, we will fully consider the opinions of the drivers. Drivers is players, by the way. In December, they call it guardians or knights in you know, in the English version. We will create a new roadmap and share through the official cafe. There are okay, right. Yeah, so this is not like the in-game roadmap that we are grabbing rewards, right? This is the, what's it called? Yeah, showing what the development roadmap, basically, which is really nice. And yeah, there are Night Sir questions related to the update of Fate, myself included. First of all, we sincerely apologize for not delivering the promised content. Currently, the release of the pity system has been postponed indefinitely. It says PIT, so I think it's deity system maybe? They're talking about the phase system here. More than fun and nice to get you to additional, I'm just gonna say deity system, because I think that's what they're referring to. Because I thought the dissatisfaction with a new BM would be much greater. All related plans have been destroyed, and even if it comes out later, I think it will be a completely different system with the same name. However, this resulted in a content gap, and once again, I sincerely apologize for not keeping my promise. Yeah, so that's a big problem, right? Because we had, when Camazon came out, that was a completely new game mode. You obviously have the towers, and then we have the elemental tower, which now seems finished, by the way, or at least for now. Then you have the orbital lift, completely new game mode. Then you have the guild conquest, you know, Camazon, of course, and the fates is, oh, and of course the the merchandise forge. Yes. The merchandise forge, it's that's also like a new thing with those little missions and everything. So this would also be one of those big new things that people are really waiting for, because I know a lot of people are bored. So it really sucks that they're not gonna do this. So apparently they just scrapped the whole thing and just threw it away. And what they say is that like they might make it again, but it's not gonna be what the initial idea was. The initial idea was that you're gonna have like, you know, the gods, and you're gonna pray to them, maybe donate to the churches. I don't know. But yeah, the system is gonna look very different. Apparently, if it comes out, it just may share the same name. If it does come out, but that sucks. I mean, but then again, I mean, if they had like an idea and it was a really bad one, why would they even release it, right? That makes no sense. So if it's bad, you might as well just throw it away. It just sucks that you can't just come up with something else just super quickly and develop that and give it to us, right? So yeah, it's just really, it's annoying. One more thing that they have not written about in here, that from what I've seen, that a friend of mine wrote, I can't remember who it was, but there was a theory that basically what the developers might have thought is that the story replay might have been a easy thing to do. Like you just copy paste everything, you know, the code, and then add a little replay button to it or something. And then it turns out it was a lot bigger project than that. From what I understood, but when I read between the lines on some other posts as well, when they were talking, or maybe it was actually this one. Yeah, it's actually on the next one here. So basically, it was a lot more of an ambitious project than they initially thought, and then that has also taken a lot of time for them. Might have been, and then you know you don't want to like stop halfway and just stand there with nothing, and then the fate system. Yeah, I'm not defending them by any like means. Obviously, it is what it is. You know, I love the game still, but I obviously wish that things could have gone a different way, and so do they, obviously. But yeah, it is what it is. But that's one of my guesses, that it might have taken a lot more time for them, because it looks like they have to, like, yeah, I don't know, remake the whole story, you know. Like, obviously they have all the assets and everything, but you still need to put everything in place and make sure it works, and yeah, that kind of stuff. I have no idea, but just a guess. Anyways, moving on. Gaiden reprint roadmap plan. Gaiden, that means side mission, or side story, sorry. Yeah, so that's the side story of Rude, the Christmas one. They are aware that they still need to relaunch that. The side mission is about to release in the past, so content related. It was finished in a state that was far short of the... okay. So it looks like they want to make it bigger and more like... yeah, according to the original plan. So it was like a lot smaller when it released. The development team was disappointed about this point, so they have been making corrections from time to time before reprinting. However, the person in charge of the revision suddenly left the project while working for personal reasons. Okay, so they left like either the project or the company. As a result, this was a problem with the part we're working on, and it is difficult to enter the current stage. I tried to bring the code from another region, but it has already changed in too many areas. It's also difficult to import that part, and it's difficult to expose existing code work or in anticipation of completion of... okay. We tried to complete it according to original plan and proceed. Okay, so it looks like they want to kind of make it the way it was meant to be and then release it. So we're gonna get like an improved version of it, is what I think it is, at least, which is cool. I mean, more content, I guess it's going to be a little bit new. Completion date for this is expected to be in January. Okay, that's nice. Short stories will be added for Christmas. Okay, we'll do our best to produce without any problems. Okay, so that's cool. I like that. Let's just move on here. We have this one here. Is the development or operation team continuously checking? Okay, so this is like... so window in charge of communication. Okay, so basically the question is if there's like a direct communication way for us to the developers, and they are saying that... I've read this before, by the way, but it's basically like that they are checking all the forum posts and everything, and there's no exception, and you know, they're getting all the feedback and everything. But yeah, that's something also I have been wanting to do, because you know, I've also read some of the suggestions, you know, and like sometimes there are players who come with very weird or bizarre or not super amazing things, and you have to think there's a lot of players, right? And there's like thousands of these. Like, it's impossible to just go through everything, which is nice because they have this little voting system, I guess. But I still think that would be really nice for some of the more enthusiastic players, should I say, to have like a more direct communication, you know, with the developers, because we are obviously down on the field and we play the game quite extensively. So it would be nice to kind of have that, so we can really talk to them and be like, what is your actual plans here? And you know, or they can even ask us for like ideas, like, okay, we have this thing in mind here, you know, what do you think about it? Is it going to be good? Or you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah. But yeah, what they're saying is that they want to do this QA thing regularly, which is awesome. So I'm definitely up for making videos about this, because it's not that easy to find, I guess. And yeah, they want to basically improve their communication and transparency, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. Which is interesting, because there was a new leak now, air quotes, where there was a tooltip that was updated for the what's it called, mileage. So apparently there was some text that was explaining, like a tooltip, you know, or tip that was showing that there was some collaboration specific mileage, which is like during that period you're not going to get normal mileage but collaboration mileage, and then that mileage is going to be turned into normal mileage once the collaboration event is over. So I don't know if that's just something they are actually planning to do soon, or if it was just, you know, planned once upon a time and then it never came out and then someone pressed the wrong button and it actually made it in there. I have no idea. But some collaboration heroes, that would be really cool. I would love to see the near characters personally, like A2 and 2B. Oh wow, would love that. Yeah, that would be really cool. Anyways, and there's probably plenty of others that I have no idea that they even exist that are also going to be nice, that other people will be happy for. So yeah, that's really cool. Let's see if they do that. Wouldn't mind at all. Let's see what we have here. Explanation of Lost 11 months. I think you're talking about 11 months that no side story came out. Yeah, so basically they have been doing a lot of work on the main story, and then they didn't have time to do the side story, and you know, we could only get one of them. That's basically that. I'm not too like into these because it's like the ones up there are more interesting to me personally, because here they're just like explaining why things went the way it went and such like that. So you can just pause the video and read it yourself, I guess. But those little things that we are going to do this and this, those are really, to me, very interesting anyways. During the last clown incident, you said you would communicate. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, that thing with the mileage there. I think what they're talking about that, and they are apologizing and say that we are going to be communicating better, I think. Anyways. What's that? Upgrade of use level. Okay. Clear the mistake. Oh. Okay, no idea. 1 star. Okay, yeah, and people want the illustrations of the 1 star characters, and they say that they have no plans because they don't have the assets or manpower or woman power to do this right now. Because yeah, they want to put their assets elsewhere, which is too bad because I would have loved to see those. But at the same time, I obviously understand it. It's a good decision because, you know, it's not really gonna change much for the game anyways. It's just nice if it was there, if you have the spare assets, right? Anyways, moving on. Continuously poor updates due to openings of service in other countries. Okay. Okay, someone thinks that it's because of they have been focusing on other, you know, regions. Like Japan just got their own game, you know, China obviously had theirs. And they are adding more people to the developer team. That's nice. Yeah, so I think there's like, I guess it's still Kong that is doing the work for the other countries, maybe? I don't know. I thought it was like a different studio doing it actually, and they just gave on all the assets or something. But maybe it's just a publisher that's different. I have no idea how this stuff works. But yeah, I guess even if it is a different studio, they would obviously have to hand it over and show how does this work, and you know, that kind of stuff, and synchronize everything. It's probably a lot of work. I don't know. Sounds like a headache. So yeah, I don't think there's more countries left though to do now. So that's at least good. So that's not going to slow us down. Each character's side story. Ooh, yeah, okay. So they say that they're basically not really having a. It's not realistic to make a side story for all the unique heroes, and that makes sense. I mean, we get a new unique hero every second week almost, and we get a new side story. Well, not that often. Would have been amazing though to do that, to have like 1 story for each of the uniques. But I mean, I don't think that's going to happen either. But I would love to see more of them at least. That would be cool because we obviously want to know more about them. So yeah, last one was obviously the Lupina and Lan one. That's actually a way to do it. They could kind of combine them a little bit. Friendly / Amazon. Ooh, I seem to. Okay, let's see here. So here's what they want to do with that. The following teams worked on the update on the December update. Fix certain fatal trials to know. Okay, yeah. So the trials, you know, when you get like 5 of those. You're not going to get 5 but that long before that, but 4 for example, or even 3, where you lose 30% HP at the battle start. That is pretty bad. Wait, that's not 30, it's actually, isn't it 20? Yeah, I think it's 20 now that I think about it. Either way, you don't want too many of those, so having like a hard cap on that would be nice, so you don't get too many of those. That's true, that's good. That's interesting though, because that's also going to mean that you are going to get, you know, almost one of each, maybe. If it's gonna, I don't know how it's gonna be. If it's just gonna be a hard cap when you reach, like, you can't have more than 2 or something, or if it's just gonna make the RNG more. So, like, if you have one, you're much less likely to get that one. Because if it's the latter, then you're more likely to actually get, you know, a little bit of everything. Since I know there are some that you kind of want to avoid, rather. So yeah, that's interesting. And then they're going to remove the counter 3, 2, 1 before the battle starts, and that's awesome because that's just a waste of time. UI improvement so that you know the progress of special events and privileges. Okay, that's nice. That's actually really good, like with the chain and stuff, like where am I in the chain? Obviously we have my spreadsheet that people use now, but I mean, it's nice to see it in game as well for those who doesn't want to tab out or don't even know about it or don't want to use it or whatever, you know. So it's how it should be, like you can see everything in game. So yeah, that'll be nice. Increases the probability of special event nodes. Ooh, that's nice. Decreases the probability of appearing in general stages. Okay, but that's nice, I guess. I mean, we want more of that. So, in addition, in the case of friendly warfare, friendly warfare. I think what that means is the duels. They thought that not a lot of people wanted it, so it was left behind. And yeah, okay, wow, that's interesting. If they're gonna improve the duels, that would be so amazing. I don't know what the plan is here, it doesn't say obviously, but it should be at least that you have like the 3 times more HP, so you can have a proper duel instead of like 3 hits and you just kill whoever is there, right? The best thing would be so you could actually form a party even, so you can actually, you know, have the buffs as well. I think that would be really, really nice. Or that you can just set the buffs as if you had a party or something like that. That would be really, really awesome. So yeah, that's good stuff. Something I personally forgot to add in my survey actually that we did was the 2v2 arena. That would be so cool. Kind of like WoW, you know. So you have to double the HP, so you get 6 times more HP, and then you just play a game of 2 versus 2. Whoever kills the other one wins, and that's it. Then you are out, and then you requeue. That would be so cool. I think it would be a lot of fun. Anyways, guild mini room game. Okay, so some people wanted some mini games in the guild room, which is really cool. And then they said that it's kind of hard to do with the desync of the net stuff code. I don't know, like where it would, like if you had a ball flying around in there, it would like be, yeah, weird to have it. Here's the thing though, I don't understand this stuff at all, the technical bit that is. However, how can PUBG Mobile be so flawless and nice? I've played that before, it's really good, and these guys cannot do it? Why? I'm just thinking if they have so much, I mean, we've seen the revenue that they made from this game, just grab a few millions and just put it into hardware or whatever. Shouldn't be that hard, but then again, I have no idea what I'm talking about, so I just figured throwing more money would actually work, but, you know, maybe it's more to it than that. But then again, PUBG, if PUBG can do it, which is obviously a lot more, I would say it's a more technologically advanced game, and I believe the requirements of that kind of connection would be a lot more than this, and that works. So then why can't these guys do it? Anyways, why is the story divided and updated? Let's see here. Restrictions, okay, directing work gets better time on. So it's basically just how they do their workflow or something like that. I don't want to make a super long video, so you guys can read that yourselves. Does the development team operation BM actually do? Okay, yeah, they are asking if the developers are actually playing the games themselves, and they say it's important to play it yourself, otherwise you can't really make a good game. So they are saying basically that they are playing the game, which is nice, I guess. Obviously, it's kind of, yeah. How to handle the remainder of the... Oh, right, yeah, the headquarters. They were saying that they had some plans, and I've seen that as well, that there were some plans around Christmas last year, actually, or rather the Lulleh update, I think, to increase the levels of this. It didn't happen, obviously. And now they say that they don't really have any plans to increase it, nor give us more Guardian tickets, because those are just a waste at the moment, and they don't want to really do anything more with that HQ, which I think is not a bad idea, because, yeah, at this point it's just a linear thing, like everyone is going to get it sooner or later, and I mean, it's not the right way of adding power, I think. It was fun when it came, but yeah, there's that. So yeah, nothing more with that. And they're also talking about the gold earning part, because right now we're obviously only earning gold from it and it's not super exciting, so there's that. Additional update plans for goods and training rooms. Okay, so here's the thing, goods, that's merchandise, by the way. In case of training room, okay, they talked about that first, typical. The second slot is the equipment training room. It's under development and will be added in the next update. So that's cool. That's after the HANA update, by the way, for Korea. So that's cool. There's a third slot, by the way, which is probably going to be after another year or something. I don't know what they're going to put in there, but I think it would be safe to assume that it's going to be a accessory slot. So yeah, that has the same attributes, of course, that it would be MLB and have max rolls, and yeah. So there's that. Also in the case of goods, there are no plans. Okay, so that's actually bad news. There's no plans to make new merchandise, and I also always say that we have 8 unique ones and we have 9 of the other 2, so there is still a spot for 1 more. It's like my yeah, I'm just getting annoyed that it's not like aligning nicely. Even if other goods are added in the future, it is not compatible with the upper level of existing goods. We are planning to have a different purpose from the existing. Okay. Interesting. I mean, I guess I'll just keep crafting them then. You know, I mean, I wasn't really planning to stop, but I mean, I'm not gonna buy any more materials. At least I'm going to buy option lockstones instead from here on now. I have everything leveled that I want. But yeah, I guess it's nice to just keep making them. Let's see what we're gonna have. What they're gonna do. Anyways, bug fixes or customer service. Okay, bug fixes are okay, okay, yeah. I'll just leave you with this thing here, you can read it yourself, because I have to go actually now, but yeah, it was nice making this one, and yeah, I just figured that it's nice to know a little bit more about the future. But yeah, basically, the super TLDR of all this, I guess I should have done that in the start and not the end, but yeah, it's basically that around January-ish and / the end of the year, it's gonna be a lot of these things that are gonna happen, and there's gonna be some nice changes for the game. So yeah. Let's see what happens with that. But anyways, I'm super hyped about the roadmap as well, to see their plans. And hopefully they can keep the schedule this time. But yeah, take care and see you all later. And thanks for watching. Bye.